This video guarantees me is definitely the craziest neighbor in the neighborhood. It solidifies my spot. Plus, no one else is talking. It's pretty dead quiet out here. So I'm going to whisper myself. 2025 is the videos you're going to get. What is jumping over there? What is that? I think it's a cat. There were two cats here. One had a bell. Big black cat. Big Maine Coon or something like that. Big fuzzy black cat. Long haired. Had a bell. Was running across the yard. Okay. Hanging out with its buddy over here. Some tabby or something like that. I think it's a tabby. And what's crazy about it is that the fucking cat, there's a cat missing sign along the pole over there in front of the house. Kind of looks like the cat that's in the backyard over there. I actually saw that cat a couple weeks ago. So maybe that cat's not missing. I gotta check the reward. I'll check him in. I'll take the money. I need the money. I'll take it. I'll put the cat right in there. I gotta check what the reward is though. It's a couple thousand for sure. A couple hundred, a few thousand, maybe at least 2-3 grand. That cat's going in. Anyway, welcome to the YouTube Sports Network. I'm your host. I'm sitting in the backyard. I'm dressed like this so you guys can't. I'm under disguise right now. I'm in disguise. I'm hoping that nobody can tell who I am. I gotta hide because the message I'm about to share right now is a very vital and important message for people that have to hear this. This is what they say. This is the message right now of the day. Well, actually, this has been a theme lately. Maybe I should share this one. Nothing is coincidence, and everything is perfect timing. Remember, everything is perfect timing, and nothing is coincidence. By the way, I am strategically sitting in the sun. Yes, so at the perfect time, because in a few minutes it's going to go down. So if I'm still talking and the sun goes down, you tell me how many minutes that is, because I'm at 2:42. So that's how many minutes I have. So yeah, I answered myself. Anyway, the point is this. I'm in disguise. You guys gotta listen. Anything that doesn't serve you, any person that doesn't serve you, any place that doesn't serve you, I would highly suggest you sever ties with that relationship, foundation, or whatever it is you want to call it. Because our energy, our time is limited in some capacity. We at least judge and live life off that, based off that. So do yourself a favor, especially if it's been something that's been long term. Try your best to emotionally detach yourself from things that you're emotionally attached to. Things, people, places. Doesn't matter. Those are things. I got it. See? Now I'm asking this question. What exactly do dogs serve? That's a whole other discussion. What exactly is the purpose of dogs? All they do is yap, make noise. They shit and they piss everywhere. And in turn, you start to dislike the owners because of that. So I'm not sure who we don't like first, the dogs or the owners. Either way, if this dog got to know me, he would know I'm not a bad person. In fact, I like animals. I welcome them, but not disturbances at certain hours, at certain times. So maybe everything is perfect timing and not a coincidence. Take in the nature. Like I said, if anyone's watching this video from afar, from anywhere in this yard, they'll say that guy is now the craziest neighbor in the neighborhood. But if you listen to the words, you would notice that I'm not saying anything that is trying to steer you in the wrong direction or I think is wrong. Anyway, welcome to the YouTube Sports Network. Once again, I'm still working on everything because I'm still whispering and not really want to be heard because it is pretty quiet out here. although this bird is topping my volume. No big deal. Um, just talk sports. Russell Wilson. I want to talk about the Giants real quick. I gotta whisper now. Now I gotta whisper. Everyone's gonna hear this hot take. That's actually not even a hot take. The New York Giants are what, 0-2? And going to Kansas City Chiefs. They're 0-2. No, they're going to be playing in MetLife. Both teams are 0-2. Both teams are pretty competitive, right? All right, let's give it. If anybody said, all right, Dad, what do you think? Tell me some Giants news. What I initially wanted to do was I felt compelled to talk about the Giants because I want to talk about two people. I want to talk about Russell Wilson, and I want to talk about Wan'Dale Robinson. Number one, we'll get to Russell Wilson because everybody, in a way, was talking about him a couple weeks ago or after the first game. I watched some of the first game, or a good portion of the first game, not live, but in replay, and I think the knock is just because, I think the only knock is that the Giants scored 3 points. To cut right to the chase, I think it was the fact that the Giants scored 3 points and whatever, they lost, but I think we're understating how good, or I think we're understating Washington's defense. It's opening week in DC, right? That's where they're at, DC? Or are they returning to DC? What's going on? It's opening week. It's a tough road matchup for the Giants. They could very well win the game. I don't think really anybody would be too surprised if they won that game. But either way, they're not also surprised if they lost that game, and they did. Okay, 21-6. But I think we understated the Commanders' defense. I think they're going to have a pretty decent defense this season. Secondary-wise, they're probably the best they've had in a while. Although, unfortunately, their D-line, I hate to see Dietrich Wise get hurt. Dietrich Wise Jr., get hurt. He's out for the year. And that actually, I'm gonna say it right away. I got a few more minutes before the sun goes down. You want to give me a second? I know I haven't fed you guys in a while, but give me a chance. What's that? No, I understand. I'm gonna get to your inquiry later. I still got a few more things to answer. No, I'm getting to that. First I said Giants, and then I'm gonna get over to the Dolphins later. I know. I'm surprised he's still playing too. Tyreek Hill. Not that I want anything bad to happen to him. Big fan, actually. Huge fan. I hate to see people get in trouble. Hate it. But, alright. Let me be. So, Russell Wilson, give him a chance. They scored 3 points against the Commanders on the road. Not an easy matchup. Okay. I think that's why they're like upset about it. If you actually watch the game, he didn't play terrible. He made good throws. The receivers were pretty open, but he made the throws. Was it last game? I think I think also he missed Darius Slayton on they did like a, jet sweep or something, or ran in front of the quarterback, one like that, faked it. He ran to the left flat, and he was open. Russell didn't even look at him. What's the point of faking and not even looking that way? That's the thing I don't understand. If you're going to fake, at least look. That totally sells that you're going to be throwing the other way, which you did, because he didn't look that way at all. So anyway, I'm a quarterback guru or offensive coordinator. I'm just a fan. I'm a fan like you guys. I'm just looking at it from different angles. I'm asking questions. Who knows? Just speaking. I'm losing my son. Alright, that means I gotta hurry up. Alright, so give Russell Wilson a chance, alright. And then he goes to the Cowboys, and it's that. So the first installment of Russell Wilson and Dak Prescott was, you can't really ask for anything better. And it only might be one more in the history of that battle between those two teams. It adds a little layer on top because of the Giants, of course. And Russell Wilson plays like that. What other Giants quarterback had a game like that? That was Russell Wilson's highest passing yards in a game ever. And it came as a Giant. And the week before, you were calling for his job. And I get it. You're putting a lot of pressure on him because you got the kid, Jackson Dart. Comes in for one play, 2 plays, slips on it. What was the point? Dable, I know your job is on the line here. That was very, very risky and uncalled for. I'm going to get to Wan'Dale Robinson. Also, Dabo was reaching hard for the handshake, trying to get Neighbors, but Neighbors wasn't really giving it to him, wasn't really responding too well. So Dable knows he's getting he's I don't want to say desperate, but he's certainly looking to keep his job, and he's going to do whatever it takes, even if he's missing high fives or extending them and they're not being met. Anybody had that happen to you? It's not a good feeling, especially in national broadcast, I'm sure, from your best player. So anyway, geez, it's going down. Wendell Robinson, I want to talk about him real quick. He's top 20 in targets. He's top 20 in, let's see, actually, what is it? Now I look like I'm not prepared. Now I got to go to the notes. I can't even tell you. Wendell Robinson had 140 targets last season. That was tied for 12th most in the league with DJ Moore. Okay. But the thing is, he was 51st in receiving yards with 699. 51st in receiving yards, top 12 in targets. 51st in receiving yards at 699. Get this, 138th, tied at 138th with his teammate Tyrone Tracy Jr. with 7.5 yards a catch. Isn't that crazy? Those are weird stats. In his career, he has an 8.7 yards per catch rate. So 8.7. So last year he was 7.5. So it was even less than his career stats, but he had a lot more targets. He had the most targets he's ever had. I mean, 140 is more than you can see. Obviously, you can see top 12 is a lot more than a lot of people. So far this season, like I said, 8.7 yards per catch, 14.1 yards per catch so far. Is that sustainable? Let's just say this. Russell Wilson's wide receivers usually have a pretty good yards per catch. They're down the field. I'm taking it very easy because I'm looking at myself on camera. I'm thinking to myself, definitely the strangest neighbor in the neighborhood. But that's what they think, huh? You don't even know what I'm saying. I'm just kidding. 14.1 yards. This is not kidding about. 14.1 yards per catch in 2025. He also has 9 first down catches, which is tied for the third most. Again, it's just 2 games. Well, for the first time, I'm going to be saying this. It's just 2 games. But all in all, he has a higher yards per catch so far this season. He doubled it, basically. Almost doubled it. Just about doubled it. But again, it's just two games. But the one thing about him, I think, and I also noticed it from years prior, is that he moves the chains. He's a first down. He gets a lot of first downs. So good percentage of his catches go for first downs. So very reliable. A lot of targets last season. So far, he's top 20 in targets this season. Once again, just 2 games. Well, what I'm saying all this to say this. If he's available in your league, which I should have said this like 6 days ago, but it is what it is. Or definitely should have said it after the Giants game, immediately, or Monday, or Tuesday. What is today? Friday. There was already a game in week 3 before I said this. A lot of things have happened recently, I feel like. A lot of emotional attachments. Do not be emotionally attached to things, people, or places that are not emotionally attached to you. It's a lesson. You're wasting your energy. You're wasting your time. And I'm going to finish and conclude with this, and it actually ties in both players. Russell Wilson has for his career, 11.9 yards per completion. 11.9 yards per completion in Russell Wilson's career. All right? That is higher than Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, Big Ben Roethlisberger, and Peyton Manning. Take that how you like. It's not higher than Dan Marino. It's not higher than Dan Fouts. I believe Marino has, and it would be crazy, I'm pretty sure he has 13 yards per completion. If you know, he wears number 13. I'm pretty sure if I look back on it, I got to check. Because I saw 13.0, and I think it belongs to Marino. And I think it's 12.7 yards per completion for Dan Fouts. Now, these were the high-flying 80s. Anything went, no matter where you went. In the club, on the baseball field, which is the diamond. On the football field, which is the gridiron. Studio 54, even Century 21, if that was around. Who knew how many houses they sold? Either way, what I'm trying to say is this. Although it was booming in the 80s, wasn't it, for the real estate offices? Yes. And for the business itself? The bird's telling me I got a few more seconds. Okay. What I'm trying to say is this. Maybe it's a good match. Wendell Robinson, Russell Wilson, that's, well, individually speaking, let Russ cook, as they say, right? Isn't that, maybe just saying that just feels so weird because I never said that in my life, I don't think. Danger Russ is another one. I think that's his Twitter or one of his Instagram or social media pages. So what I'm saying is this: let Russ play. At least you're gonna have exciting Giants football. I know the kid's gonna be something you want to see, but would you just let it happen and let's see what 1 year Russell Wilson can get you? You might just sneak into the playoffs. All right, take it easy. Pump the brakes. These kids need to watch. That kid, nothing better can happen in that kid's life. If for Jackson Dart, if he got to spend 1 year watching Russell Wilson, a future Hall of Famer, operate 1 year as the Giants quarterback, what is better than that? Okay, so nothing wrong with sitting a year. Jordan Love sat a year, if not two, was it? I know Aaron Rodgers sat two, right, behind Brett Favre. Patrick Mahomes sat 1 year, right, behind Alex Smith. And they won games with Alex Smith. A lot of games with Alex Smith. A lot of games with Alex Smith. Mahomes got to see how it worked. Let Russ work for a year. Let Jackson Dart watch him work for a year. And then let him take the reins. He's got obviously a lot of talent, right? That's what people are saying. I haven't watched a lot of film. Alright, I gotta hurry up here. So also, Wendell Robinson had a great season. Last season with 140 targets. Can you imagine 140 targets with Russell Wilson throwing him the ball? When he already has 14.1 yards a catch? And he's already top 20 in targets? So I'm just saying, it's crazy. Because I remember watching Wendell, and I'm like, this guy, always saying, I actually had him on my fantasy team once. We scooped him a couple years back. I'm not mistaken. I mean, I know we scooped him. Or at least debating it. But I don't think he finished on the team. But I'm thinking, this guy is pretty talented. He's good. But he catches it and he falls. Where he catches it, he falls. Or he's down. You don't usually see the guy catch the ball in space. So far, I think he had a long touchdown catch, right? So far, they're saying. So those couple things combined, just a few things about the Giants I want to talk about. This bird wants me to stop, and I think it's time. 17 minutes and 30 seconds. That's it. Over and out. Welcome to the YouTube Sports Network. I'm still working on that. Obviously, you can tell I'm still working on the studio. But don't worry about where I'm at right now. Just listen to what I'm saying. Peace. Remember, it's not me. Are these glasses broken, or can you tell? It's not me.